All right, let's get this going. There's a lot of crazy stuff. I haven't talked about this in a couple of days. I've been having some stuff going on. I told you guys I've had some health stuff, nothing crazy. This is what I learned. Heartburn is just stomach acid, but now I know why they call it heartburn. Okay. So I've been doing stuff with that. I got a heart monitor on now. This is really just for just to be safe. There's nothing wrong with my heart from everything that they've been saying. It's just like, hey, why not? At my deductible anyway. I might as well get all the tests done. So I'm fine. But it's more of like you know, let's do it. Let's test it. You know, I got a little, look at that. Oh, I'm a robot. And then I also had a family party yesterday, so that was nice. So, but anyway, I came back to quite a bit of new information, a lot of new information. There are apparently 500,000 chat Discord logs that were looked at, so we'll look through some of these. There's this guy came
Kris
forward.
Tyson from Mr. B.
Shush. Thank you, sir. It's this individual is apparently somebody that was linked to the Discords as well, who comes forward. We're gonna take a look at that. He has two parts to this. This is this leak over here, so we could probably put that over there. Very nice. Allegedly, Kris Tyson's sister, which I don't think it's been confirmed at any capacity, has I don't know. Might as well take a look at it. It'll take 2 seconds. And then the thing I want to start with is apparently there's this other person, seems to be trans, my understanding, that was allegedly assaulted by Kris Tyson. So, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff we got here. Let's zoom in, because I'm old and I have bad eyes. And yeah, let's read this story. This was posted on both whatever this is, the Reader app and Twitter. We're just reading it off of here. It seems like it's a little more organized. Seems a little bit easier. All right, let's get this going. All right, so I was sexually assaulted by Ava Tyson. Here is my story. For context, Ava and I are both adults and met each other as adults. Okay, fair enough. Ava followed me on Twitter in November of 2002, seeing my transition timelines on Twitter when I had under 500 followers. Wowie caboodle. You're a fucking inspiration, and you rock. I wonder what their Twitter, Instagram is, or whatever. Hey, you are too. Thanks so much. Okay. If only you knew, girl. If only you knew. Inspiration. Also, you look incredible. How long have you been on HRT? Since like February. Thank you so much. Okay, so just some niceties. That's probably, I mean, this does feel like a little bit of a slide in, but there's nothing wrong. They were both apparently adults, so it doesn't matter. We started messaging each other every day through Twitter. She confided in me that she thought my result from HRT was amazing, that she was planning on going on HRT soon to transition herself. As someone who follows online culture content, I was streaming, I was overwhelmed. I'm a little confused, because this makes it seem like you're telling Kris they looked good at HRT. Oh, okay. Oh, they said, okay, never mind. I'm stupid as fuck. Okay, interesting. Oh, these are all linked to Twitters. Dude, what a wonderful world we live in. Oh, this is 18 plus stuff. I don't know if we should take a look at their Twitter. Wait, hold on. It's over here. Okay, nothing crazy. All right, anyway. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I was overwhelmed by emotions with being trusted with this secret information, and information that I knew would be huge news. What? So, like, I want to do one thing really quick. As I move forward, if I'm critical of this article, because I'm always critical of the intense accusations. Of course, we have to be. It's the nature of the business. Kris Tyson being not great. I don't want to be too crazy. With all the Shadman stuff and things like that. We're going to separate that from like what this person is saying, because I know what happens a lot is that if somebody has done very bad things, and Kris Tyson is not innocent, then we get into like a perspective. Some people will just be like, okay, anything that anybody says and any narrative somebody pushes must be true about everything. That's not the case. You just start like dogpiling for no reason. Okay. So we started messaging each other every day through Twitter. They're both adults. She confided in me that she thought my results of HRT were amazing. That's not really confiding in her. She's just complimenting you. And that she was planning on getting HRT soon to transition herself. As somebody who follows online culture, content, and streaming, I was overwhelmed by emotions with being trusted with secret information that I knew would be huge news. To me, like, It feels like it's not that deep. They let you know that they are going to transition to. It's not like overwhelmed with information. Just give me a break. But okay. As a transgender woman who publicly transitioned a month earlier, I genuinely could not believe something so amazing had happened in my life after I had been through so much. Okay. Eventually, we talked about me potentially working for Mr. Beast, and she told me that she was sure she could get me in a video. Okay. Also, just going to throw this out there. Please let me know if you guys are ever hiring for any type of work. I used to work as a floor manager at the #1 comedy club in Boston. Just so you guys know, that is the Deaf Noodles Comedy Club. So I'm just busting chops. So I'm comfortable around famous people / celebrities. Okay, interesting. That seems to kind of go against a little bit of what you said up here. But okay, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, I'm too sussy baka. I'm being too stupid right now. I've worked mostly miserable jobs, sometimes working over 70 hours a week, with and still struggling to get by / transition. I've even worked as a chimney sweep, risking my life for 15 an hour. So I mean it when I say I will literally do anything you guys would ask of me. Okay, very interesting. I'm not sure where you guys are based out of nowadays, but I would drive there tonight for a job if asked. My number is blank. If you want to reach out, reach me, and I have a resume available if you'd like me to send it over. I will definitely keep you in mind. We do videos where we need people to compete, so if you don't mind sitting in a circle or something, I'm sure we could figure something out. LMAO. Okay, this is perfectly fine. She's advocating for herself to get a job, laying it on a little thick, and then Kris is like, oh, or Ava, whatever, is like, oh, maybe we could find something for you. But it seems like it would be a temporary position. She was the most famous person to ever show me that type of attention, and she immediately started love bombing me and making me feel like the most important person in her life. Within the first few weeks of us talking, she told me that she told her therapist about the positive impact I was having on her life and that she had told her friends about me. She was very quickly moved our conversation to Snapchat. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Also, just going to throw this out. What is it? Did I just click on this? Okay, great. Also, just going to throw this out there. Please let me know if you guys are ever hiring. Okay, this is what she sent. Pretty familiar with your guys' content. I definitely wouldn't mind sitting in a circle, but surely you are some of the messages removed? Did Kris remove some of the messages from her or something? Okay. I definitely wouldn't mind sitting in a circle, but surely you guys must be doing crazier stuff than that nowadays. Either way, thanks so much for keeping me in mind, and I always feel free to reach out. Also, you get a lot of hairline. You get a lot of your hairline back on HRT. They don't tell you that. There's a picture they sent. I don't know what it is. Was it sexually explicit? And this might have been like a flirty photo. I don't really know because they censored it. I don't know how the channel is ever going to top the Squid Games video. That was nuts. And yeah, you can add me on my Snapchat. Okay, I want to see the love bombing. So, hold on. I feel like I know that there's something wrong with this. I'm having like a little bit of an issue here. Because the way that this is, it says that she immediately started love bombing me and making me feel like the most important person in her life. And then then we went to Snapchat. So like I imagine that she said that stuff on here, but maybe Kris Tyson like removed the messages. Is that the claim, I guess? That the messages were taken out, so she has no real proof for the claim? Because they're all gone? Is that it? Did they unsend every message? Because I see her messages. Okay, great. While I was under the impression that she was working on getting me in a video, we started having video chats on Discord. Ava asked me to masturbate with her on a video call multiple times, and I always felt like I had to say yes if I wanted to be in a video or get a job. So just to be clear, like, it might get worse, but so far, there's a difference between you talking to a celebrity or something, and you being more willing to do stuff for them versus them explicitly saying, you have to do these things for me or else you can't get a job. I can understand maybe they felt uncomfortable, but like unless Ava says, hey, you're going to have to send me your tits or whatever, or you won't get a job, I can't really do much with this because we're operating on assumptions. Like I need an explicit weaponization of power from Ava Kris Tyson. It needs to be explicit because for all I know, they were both being flirtatious back and forth. Like I said, with the little winky face and this person saying you get your hairline back, they don't tell you what you get on it, and then the little winky face and then a censored picture. For all I know, you're sending flirtatious messages back. It might be mutual in some capacity. You might be a little bit attracted to the fact that this person is famous. Like they're groupies for a reason. They exist. Groupies, groupies exist, so I don't know. There's so much middle line here. You got to give me more than just I felt like I had to do it. Like, okay, I can understand that, but I need a lot more than I just felt like I had to do it. I need Ava Kris Tyson saying something a little bit more explicitly about this. So, okay. Interesting. On one occasion, she asked me to join a video call where she asked me to masturbate. Okay, so for all I know, this is a mutual thing. Masturbate, even though she knew I wasn't feeling well, which led me to joining her and then puking after a few minutes. Okay, that's interesting. Our conversations always lean in the direction of affectionate and sexual, and she sent me a lot of sexually explicit Snapchats, messages, photos, and videos. Our relationship was very confusing to me, and I didn't fully realize I was being coerced at the time. Okay. That's an interesting... I mean, that could be true. If you look at the picture, there's a split down the middle. What does that mean? Oh, like there's a split, like there's two different pictures. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not flirtatious. I have no idea. She eventually flew me out to her house in Greenville with a one-way ticket while I was still under the impression that she would be getting me in a video with Mr. Beast. I need a lot more than this. This is all... Okay, the first night at her house, she told me to set up in her bathroom or bedroom as I would be sleeping in there with her. I thought this was potentially the beginning of a relationship. Okay, so you thought that you guys were going to start dating. It's a little bit confusing because in one spot they'll be like, oh, I thought I had to do this to be in their video. And then this spot's like, oh, I thought we were going to be in a relationship. And it's like, those are kind of conflicting. Did you feel like you had to do something with them or to get a job? Or did you feel like this is the start of a relationship? Or maybe both, I guess. Interesting. When we went to bed together that night, we ended up cuddling and kissing, which led to her taking her clothes off and asking for oral sex from me. Well, I would imagine that that would happen if you guys were hanging out for the first time in their bedroom. I feel like you both know the rules. You're both adults. I went down on her expecting to engage in sex that would be reciprocated, but when it was done, she made it clear that she did not want to return any sexual favors to me. Okay, so you consensually had sex with her, hoping that she would engage back with you, and she didn't because she's a potentially very selfish bitch. Okay, that's rude, but I was hoping that would not be the case the next time we hooked up, and I believed we would be moving to something more mutual. Okay, so it sounds like you wanted to be in a relationship with this person. Okay. Over the course of the next week, Ava engaged me sexually and ended up receiving oral pleasure several times. Okay, but she never reciprocated any favors in return. When I was done, I was too scared to directly ask for anything in return, and she took advantage of that. That's kind of your problem and your fault. I don't care. So just to be clear, so far, this seems like you guys are in a relationship, and Ava might have been very selfish. You have to set boundaries and standards. Like, oh, Ava might be a bitch. Oh, shit. Okay. You need to say, hey, I'm not doing this if you don't reciprocate. Because I know once I come, I'm done. So Ava might be rude, but this is like, you being too scared to ask for anything for what reason? It's kind of on to you. I don't know what to tell you. You can't just always say, well, they were famous and I felt like I couldn't set a boundary. Like, that's your problem. I don't know what to tell you. There's a difference between explicitly leveraging their power against you versus you supposedly feeling self-conscious, too self-conscious to set a boundary. You need to toughen up a little bit. That's just the reality. You need to toughen up a little bit. You need to set, harder and more firm boundaries. But okay. The day she first posted publicly that she was on HRT was also the first week I was there. After making her post, Jimmy called her later that night while Ava was receiving oral sex from me. Okay, incredible. She answered the phone and had a conversation with Jimmy while I continued to perform oral on her. I was again now given access to very private information, which made me feel special, something that happened constantly through our relationship. All right, so it sounds like you guys were dating. It sounds like you wanted to date. Okay. After almost a week, I was starting to feel really used and confused about everything. While I was there, I found out through conversation between Ava, myself, and her friend that she did not have the ability to cast anyone in a Mr. Beast video. For what we got, all we really got from this person was like, hey, I could try to get you in a Mr. Beast video. I'll keep you in mind. We do videos, and like, that's not a huge thing. There is nowhere in here that Ava said, I'll give you a job. It was like, oh, I'll definitely keep you in mind. We do videos where we need a lot of people to compete. So it's like filler. That's what's communicated to me. So if you don't mind sitting in a circle or something, I'm sure we could figure something out. Okay. Incredible stuff. Okay. But, like, obviously, it doesn't seem like Ava is the casting director. So, great. Thank you for the $2 from the Unknown Freak. Sounds like Ava is a pillow princess. Yeah, possibly. I eventually asked Ava to buy me a ticket home and flew home the next day. Leaving Ava's house was incredibly difficult to process emotionally after that week. I remember trying to hold myself together while traveling so I wouldn't break down in public. Okay, so you guys dated for a week and it didn't work out and you went back home. When I got home, I spent the rest of the night crying uncontrollably without fully understanding what happened to me. Ava and I remained in contact, but she did not show me the same level of attention and affection as she did before I went to see, the week with her. Okay, so you guys had like casual sex. Seems like a big nothing burger, yeah. This was the first. Like, there are definitely bigger things to deal with here. There's definitely much worse things Kris Tyson has done, rather than basically, you know, not to be transphobic, but basically fuckboyed you. Like, that's what it sounds like. I don't care. Like, that's, oh, an asshole. Okay. I'm more concerned with all the fucking Shadman stuff and all like the messages. You know what I mean? That's none of this matters. Where's the sexual assault? This was the first time we went through a cycle of her love bombing me, using me, falling for someone else, treating me like I'm an annoying, jealous ex, and then coming back when things didn't work out. Okay. Shortly after the first week, she went on a road trip to Japan and invited somebody else, but things did not turn out the way she expected. She was upset and flew back early from the trip, and she also offered me a job as her assistant and offered me to move in with her. Okay. I quit my job. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more. I quit my job that month and moved in with her on June 16th and began working that day. I was supposed to start with a 2-week trial. Okay. Wow, moving in on Juneteenth. Yes, he should be. Word. I'm just going to message him when I'm boarding my flight. Thanks again for everything. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you too and look forward to working together. Okay. During this trial period and my employment, Ava continued to receive oral sex from me multiple times and I started to feel like I was being coerced. Okay. What do you mean by coerced? Okay, because I started feeling, and now we're getting into like weird territory where Ava's hiring this person to do work for them. So there's like it's a weird situation because now we have like some form of a relationship turning into like a job. But again, like you need to set firmer boundaries. Like I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. So because I started feeling that way, I decided to try and avoid any physical engagement between Ava that could lead to more. Coerced. Let me just look at this. Hold on a second. Like, just be clear. Coercion, the practice of persuading somebody to do something by using force or threats. Okay. So I would need to know, like, what is it specifically that makes you feel coerced? Coercion is a very intense word. Coercion is more than just like I feel I'm being used. Because if I take this story at face value so far, like Kris Tyson might have been using you for sex in some capacity. That's not nice, but not coercion is like some kind of a threat. This is not that. Anyway, one-sided sexual acts. I took a short trip to my home, stayed at the end of July, and returned on July 28th. When I got back I continued to do my best to avoid anything physical or sexual between Ava and I. On July 29th, we were watching TV together alone in her living room. Okay, so you guys are kind of dating. They're living together. With no warning, prior physical engagement or sexual conversation, she took off her pants and started touching herself in front of me. I just moved in with Ava, and I left my job to come work as her assistant. In no way, shape, or form did I feel like I could say no without somehow risking my job or being asked to leave. She used that against me in order to receive non-sexual oral sex. Maybe. I don't. This is the problem. That could be true, or this could be completely fabricated. It sounds like they have some kind of a weird relationship. This person even said earlier that they're in a weird relationship. I don't know the specific boundaries. Do I think that this could lead to inappropriate behavior? For sure. Am I 100% on board with like, oh, this is like non-consensual? Like, I don't think so. Once you visit their house for a week, you guys had sex with each other. They apparently didn't reciprocate. Then you went back and you lived with them again. This time you were working with them, but you were living with them. So I imagine there's probably some continuation of the relationship. And then they took their pants off and then you gave them a blowjob. Like, I don't know. There needs to be a lot more here because we're just seeing your side of the story. Like, there's nothing here. Like, in no way, shape, or form did I feel like I could say no without risking my job. Okay, I mean, like, it's not illegal to have sex with people that you work with, but it can create uncomfortable boundaries. This part of this might be true, but there's so much that's like all over the place. And this assertion that like she used that, referring to like this person thinking that they'd lose their job if they didn't like fuck them. You saying that they used it against you in order to receive non-consensual oral sex, now you're assuming what they felt. You're assuming that like Kris Tyson in this situation is a malicious actor that's like, I know this person doesn't feel like they could say no, so I'm going to make them blow me. That's a lot. There's a lot here. This is the reason why if you're going to engage in some kind of casual sex or something, you need to set firmer boundaries. I don't know what to tell you. Especially since we're getting a one-sided story, I don't know how much of this is real. There's bigger things to worry about, to be honest with you, than this. This seems like a confusing relationship where they kind of worked together a little bit. I don't know. This was a moment that truly broke me for the first time. Nothing was enjoyable. It felt like it would never end, and my entire body would just hurt performing the act. Okay. It took me a few days to fully accept what happened. Unfortunately, I was dealing with all these emotions while on a work trip, traveling the country, and spending most of my time with people I had just met. The trip itself was very isolating as an employee, and there were several times where I broke down crying. Well, you're an employee, but okay. I was on a 3-hour car trip to the airport with 3 people I had just met, and I spent the entire drive crying, but trying to be as quiet as possible so I didn't bother anybody. What the fuck? Okay, interesting. Okay, maybe I'm being too cynical. I don't know. I then had to wait and board an overnight flight from Boston to LA. When I boarded the plane, I decided to send Ava a message and telegram sharing my concerns with her. I tried to do so carefully and navigate the conversation in a way that would stop me from being sexually assaulted again, which, by the way, I'm not. I don't even know if they were in the first place, but allow me to keep my job. Ava was very manipulative in her response and followed up conversations we had in person once we got back to our hotels. Okay. Can we talk when we get to Cali? I've been put in a lot of uncomfortable situations, and I haven't really felt comfortable bringing it up. I know we've hooked up in the past before I started working for you, but now I feel pressured, and it just makes me feel really uncomfortable. Okay, this might be true. Doesn't mean that Ava knows that they feel this way, but we'll see how the response goes. The last few times this happened left me feeling empty and used. I know this wasn't your intention. Okay, so just to be clear, if you're assuming that it wasn't their intention, it kind of hurts your argument earlier where you say that they were intentionally taking advantage of you, but we'll see what happens. But it hurts to feel like I'm an object around the house that can just be used. All the misgendering, dead naming, and isolation I've experienced in this trip is kind of pushing me to a breaking point. That's interesting. They'd be dead naming her, but okay. I've been quiet, staring at a corner and bawling my eyes out since we left the house, and I just need something to change so I don't feel like this anymore. They just sent me to LA hotel info, and my dead name is in parentheses next to mine, but yours isn't, so I don't really get why mine is. Okay, that sounds upsetting. Wait, if you're talking about the other day, to be clear, this had been my feeling since we started a professional relationship along our friendship. I don't want to do anything sexual with each other. That's a dynamic that can be misconstrued and is unethical for me. I have a thing where I don't respect my body. Like today, the person told me he wanted to use my body, and I didn't want to at the time, but I didn't want him to be upset or mad with me, so I let him. That's what happened the other day. I guess I should have asked you to stop, but it just kind of happened, so I just let it. Also, about the dead naming, I have no clue why it happened, but I would love to talk to you, Blank, with you about how to make it not happen again. I think you should also talk to Blank so he can reassure you that A, this is a hectic shoot and that they don't really know what they're doing with the PAs. They drop the ball constantly, and B, it happens to Blank a lot too. I'm sorry if this isn't working for you, though. I completely understand it, and we can rethink things, and I can work with you to make sure you're happy. You are an important person to me. I want to be your friend, and if this work relationship causes stress, then I'd rather just focus on our friendship. I'd love to talk in person. Okay. So it sounds like to me that what Ava is saying is that they actually felt that they're claiming that the other person, I guess Jess, was the one who was the sexual initiator, and Ava just went along with it. Which could be true. The one thing that's getting me a little bit there's something getting me a little bit. I don't really like this paragraph. There's something about this that makes me feel uncomfortable. Because they're like, okay, there's something that feels dishonest about this paragraph. I think the big thing I'm focusing on is I want to be your friend, and if the work relationship causes stress, I'd rather just focus on our friendship. And to me, that sounds like they're saying I'm gonna I don't know, man. There's something off about it. Let me just reread this. Wait, if you're talking about the other day, to be clear, this has been my feeling since we started a professional relationship along our friendship. I don't want to do anything sexual with each other. That's a dynamic that could be misconstrued and is unethical for me. I have a thing where I don't respect my body. Like today, this person told me blah, 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 blah. That's what happened the other day. I guess I should have asked you to stop, but it just kind of kept happening, so I let it. Maybe. Also about the dead naming. Okay, I don't know. There's something that makes me feel a little bizarre about this. I don't really know. Thank you so much for the $5 from Chill. I'm probably trolling. First time in your stream. You look like this one hunk on TikTok. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. I love to talk in person. I definitely still want to work with you, and your friendship is really important to me too, so I don't want to lose that either. My emotions definitely just added up and hit me like a brick on the car ride here. I just felt so embarrassed. I couldn't stop crying over it. Also, I don't mind being being hectic ever. It's just a dead naming and misgendering that makes me feel like there's a little respect for me as a human. That's fair. In terms of being openly sexual with my friends and colleagues, that's something I'm always down for. But the way our relationship has developed between each other sexually is incredibly one-sided, and it just makes me feel used and uncomfortable. That's not your fault, though. It's just the way things develop between us, and I let that happen. I'd really like to talk to you in person about this. Sorry I sent you the long message. I love you. Love you too. I don't know if I'll sleep tonight, so come by when you're here. Okay. Interesting. We agreed not to have sex anymore, if that's how I felt about what happened. For several months, we would not engage in explicitly sexual acts, but we did continue to engage physically. Wait, what? Sexual acts such as cuddling, groping, hand-holding, and sleeping in the same bed. Oh, okay. So it sounds like they set the boundary of like, hey, I don't like that we have a one-sided sexual relationship. Ava said something about how they felt like the other person wanted it. I don't know how much I believe that, but actually at the end of the day, it sounds like it mostly stopped. They stopped having sex, but they still continued to cuddle and grab each other and hold hands, whatever, and sleep in the same bed. Okay, that's on you guys. And the sexual conversations in text. Okay, this looks like Jess sending sexual pictures. Ava says hot, so God, so hot, so fuck worthy even. Mommy even. Incredible. Okay, I needed that confidence. It sounds like you guys were having consensual... Okay, who cares? Thank you. Yes, Mother Ava. You're so cute. And then Ava sends a little bit of a risque photo. Okay, I don't understand. So now you set the boundary. You don't want to be like one-sided sexual, whatever, and things seem to be improving. I don't know. For the next year, Ava towed the line with me between what was and wasn't an appropriate relationship for a power dynamic. No, I'm not going to go along. I don't care. You literally say to them that you needed the confidence. You set a very firm boundary that you didn't want to do sexual stuff, and then you guys continued to do stuff. And then to me, that just suggests that like both of you were in it. This looks pretty mutual to me. Looks like a mutual scenario. You guys are sexting back and forth, sending messages back and forth. You stopped having physical sex because it was so one-sided, which seemed to be your biggest issue. But you guys still cuddled and groped and held hands and slept in the same bed. You know, this would have been the opportunity to be like, I don't really want to sleep in the same bed as you. Okay, so like, there might be a power dynamic there, but you literally expressed your concerns and you were not fired. So now there's literally, in my opinion, no way. It's hard to believe that you felt like you couldn't express yourself to Ava without risking your job, because you did express it and your job was not risked. The dynamic changed and seemed to improve, but you still maintained some kind of a physical relationship. But again, you're both adults. Like, you have to set your own boundaries. But okay, cool stuff. But anyway, this led to me having mixed feelings and receiving mixed signals from Ava on how she viewed me. She was able to manipulate me very easily with power she had over me, which led to a cycle of her love bombing, using me, falling for someone else, treating me like I'm an annoying, jealous ex, and then coming back when things didn't work out with multiple people. We did eventually hook up one more time during a week in December, in which I was super emotional because my cat of 12 years that I brought to NYC was dying of cancer. Okay. I feel that, sister. My dog died, and I was very sad too. I was spending a lot of time with my cat that week and monitoring her breathing rate, and she seemed okay, and then she passed away in her sleep before I expected it. Okay. I found her curled up in the corner, showing no signs of life. I realized that what had happened, and I sat down, picked her up in my arms, and started crying uncontrollably. It was very late, around 1 a.m., and Ava heard me, so she came to check on me and realized what happened. I was hysterical and couldn't really speak clearly or gather my thoughts properly. She stayed up with me for about an hour, at which point I told her that I was going to take my cat to the vet in the morning so that they could prepare her body for cremation. After an hour, Ava told me that she didn't know if I wanted her to stay or not, so she was going to go downstairs and go to sleep. Okay. That makes sense. After an hour, Ava told me she didn't know if I wanted her to stay. So Ava's probably confused. Well, your cat died, so like maybe you want to be alone. I don't know. I stayed alone with my cat till 7 a.m. and then took her to the vet by myself while I was still crying uncontrollably. Okay. Well, I like to cry in private too, so. This led to a lot of fights between Ava and I that week, in which she continued to gaslight and manipulate me into the guy was the problem. It was my fault that I was feeling used. What? Whenever I became emotional or had an issue with how Ava was treating me, I was always turned around on me, and I was made to believe that if I didn't stop acting that way or prove that I was okay with everything, that I should just move out and not be her assistant anymore. The cycle kept happening until Easter 2024, when Ava traveled with me to spend Easter with my family. Okay, so you guys are fucking clearly dating. Okay. We then spent a weekend together in Boston in a hotel while I showed her around the city. At this point, we were very, very close emotionally. I told Ava how I was feeling about us, and I wanted to have a conversation about us. I told her that it already felt like we were in a relationship, and she agreed. I told her that my feelings I had for her were like that, of a partner, and she said she felt the same way about me. She told me that she was traveling with me for Easter, did something for her, and I believe we had something special moving forward. A few days after Easter, she planned a trip to LA to visit a friend, and that she was talking to and interested in sexually. I told her that this wasn't a problem for me, and that I wanted... Okay, that's great. So a few days after Easter, she had planned to travel to LA to visit a friend that she was talking to and interested in sexually. I told her this was not a problem for me, and that what I wanted for us was an open relationship anyways. Okay. So the fact that they're non-monogamous, it does call into question some earlier stuff, and that is like, this whole cycle of allegedly love bombing, talking to somebody else, and then coming back to you. It sounds like you possibly had it sounds like you might have had a very casual relationship where both of you might have said, let's keep it casual, and you both maybe went and talked to other people sexually. I don't really know, but you're fine with an open relationship. That's just interesting to me. She wasn't really ready to officially call us partners at this point, but she assured me that this person wasn't looking for anything serious, and she didn't even know if they were going to hook up. She ended up hooking up with the person on the first night and was calling them her boyfriend by the end of the week, and they were officially in a relationship. That sucks. Damn. I had a huge problem with the way all this played out, and I wanted some clarification from Ava on what she and I were. This led to a lot of fights, which led to me moving out in the beginning of June because of how bad my mental health was with everything going on between us. Okay, let's read this. Get off the phone with your boyfriend, nerd. You're coming over. Oh, that seems very playful and banterish, so they seem to be kind of okay with it. But okay, you're coming over next week, right? I remember when I used to be important to you 2 weeks ago. You're not important to me? ? I wish you wouldn't say things like that to me. It makes me insecure. I'm not trying to be insecure, but sometimes I get insecure and feel that way myself. You became more distant and I get treated differently every time you fall for someone new, and that's really hard for me to deal with. Well, that's what an open relationship is, unfortunately, But anyway, based on the nature of our relationship and considering I gave up everything to move down here and be your boyfriend/assistant. Oh, wait, I thought she was a girl. Okay. Whatever. It's a lot to deal with emotionally, but I also get insecure that you'll become so enamored with your new partner that you'll start looking for ways to get rid of me so that you can spend all your time with them. I think you're insecure about this because of the blank thing, because I've texted and called as much as I can. I played Elden Ring yesterday and spent the day with Chief and then did therapy. So I didn't look at my phone that much. I didn't even start talking to him until after my therapy appointment. He was asleep. It's super frustrating how every time I try to be happy, I have to be careful not to be too happy, or you will start saying stuff like this. I mean, it sounds like they're in open relationships are very difficult when it comes to these jealousy emotions. So it's perfectly possible that this other person that made the jest person is just kind of too insecure to be in an open relationship. It's also possible that Kris is a dick, Ava, whatever. But okay. I mean, this just seems like a sloppy relationship. That doesn't really. I don't see any explicit abuse of a power dynamic. I see two people that are mixing business and pleasure together, and that always gets like a little bit wonky. But I don't see anything that's like horrific or abusive or sexual assault so far. This is okay. It's hard. Okay, it almost feels like you're the one pushing me away because of your own feelings. Because I've not changed how I treat you at all. I don't know how to handle the situation. I legit now have anxiety that I didn't text whichever app you messaged me on. You'll get mad at me. Sorry, I had to zoom in. The anxiety I feel about this situation reminds me of whenever Blank would get mad at me while I was at work. And what is this, like a fucking constant Peter Griffin monologue cut off? The anxiety I feel like is the same situation of me, whatever. The anxiety I feel about this situation reminds me of whenever, insert Family Guy flashback, would get mad at me while I was at work and say I was choosing work over her. I'm not choosing anything over you. You're my friend, and I just wish you could be happy for me after everything I've done for you. Not even just the monetary stuff. That seems a little shitty to say, but I've held you while you cried. Went with you to see your family. Like I didn't do that for any other reason. Other than it meant a lot to you. I don't know, to be fair, or to be honest, if you would have just acted like nothing's changed, I would have loved for you to be around, but I genuinely don't think it's a good idea for you to be around Blank now. Oh, that must be the boyfriend, but whatever. I don't know where some of this sounds shitty. I don't know where to go from here because I understand that you may feel this way, but I've gone out of my way to try and make you feel included, so I'm genuinely at a loss for what to do. Okay. It's not, this is just a continuation of this, so we're going to go right to here. It's not that you're too happy or that I'm not happy for you. It's all about not replying to messages you don't see, to my messages you don't see. I don't want to push you away, but I did want to make sure that you understand my feelings and what I'm going through emotionally, because it hasn't been easy for me and I've been so full of anxiety. Part of it is the Blank thing. Again, I'm going to assume that's the boyfriend. And having some trauma from it. But I think it's more I have such strong feelings for you, which creates needs. Usually those needs are met and they go beyond just being included. Okay, usually the needs are met. Okay. It hurts to feel like that's something I'm constantly given and then taken away, and it's painful. I'm wondering, like, did Kris just go on like a week vacation to see this other person and this person's getting clingy? Like, I'm not understanding all the specifics. It made me so happy that you were able to be there for me in times when I cried and came to visit my family, but I thought you did those things because you wanted to, and that's just what friends do. Okay. I thought you said that you guys expressed that you were dating now. But this seems like you guys are acknowledging that you're just friends. I really thought we were something more than friends, and I'm trying to find a way to deal with that. I love you so much, but I don't want you to think that you can't bring me around people like Blank now, because I honestly like him, but I'm just scared of losing whatever it is we have. I don't really know what to do or where to go from here either. I just know I care about you a whole lot. Wow. I'm sorry. I know the way I'm acting is me taking a huge risk, but I couldn't just let my feelings fester while I sit here and recover. I've also spent countless nights staying up with you to make sure that you're okay, and have held you in my arms while you cried and bled all over me. What the fuck? Bled all over me. What the fuck is that? Okay. And all the times I put myself in uncomfortable situations to be there for you, and I try to make sure that you know that the money means nothing to me compared to your friendship by buying my share of food for us and gifts. Wow, incredible. It's really hard to just move on from all that stuff in such a short span. Like, I get we will meet other people and move on and play different roles in each other's lives at some point. It just hurts a lot to feel like it's gonna happen so fast. If you want to call and talk, that's fine. If you want to take some space and talk when I get back, that's fine too. Don't feel any pressure to call. I've thought about it and realized I'm the one who just needs to take some space and process. You've done nothing wrong and been an amazing friend. I'm just so sorry that I made you feel any differently. I'll still message you for my schedule and work stuff. That's fine, but I think taking a break from the emotional stuff for me and just letting you be happy with Blank without worrying about me is what's best. Okay, cool. I guess that's fine. I mean, it just seems like you guys missed a business with pleasure. Excuse me. You guys mixed a little bit of business with pleasure. It doesn't really seem particularly crazy. But okay. When I moved out, we had an agreement that I would keep my job as a hybrid travel remote WFH position. When I reached out to Ava after moving out to discuss my schedule for the rest of the month, she informed me that she was already working on replacing me. Okay. I'll be on the road, so feel free to call if there's anything else you want to have done or just want to talk. I know we didn't get to talk too much about me moving out, so if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I'm planning on flying back on June 16th and staying there until the 2nd. If that's cool with you. I was planning on spending at least a half month in NC working and helping you out moving forward, but also do scheduling, managing pay bills, etc. while I was in Massachusetts. I'm probably going to have to let Blank continue working with me until I can get the divorce settled. And then I'm going to try and look into getting an executive assistant who can be here with me and focus solely on improving my mental health. That's bizarre that you get an assistant to do that, but okay. Creating channels and make getting back into work easier and more streamlined, and connecting with other people at Beast by being on location to make sure I'm getting things on the schedule when they happen. I want to help you, but the company isn't going to let me have 2 EAs, and I need somebody to be accountable for me. I know you have your stuff. We can talk about it more when I get back. That's fine. So should I not book the flight to come back? I just want to clarify if this is me being let go or if I'm being changed to a different position so I can plan accordingly. I completely understand your reasoning, by the way. I need to be able to focus on my own mental health, so I can't focus on someone else's as my job. It just isn't healthy for me. Also, I think you deserve someone who feel more comfortable working with this company. Well, I'm trying to get to the other one. I think if Boston is where you feel like you're going to be mentally the most healthy, I want that for you. But I'm about to get back into the channel, and I need someone to steer me in the right direction. I took this as kind of you resigning. This isn't really a mobile position. I'm going to talk to James about getting everything done properly. I don't want you to feel like I'm firing you because I really took the abrupt move as you resigning. No, I don't feel like you're firing me. Okay, so you're claiming that they're okay. I don't feel like you're firing me, and I'm okay with moving away from the position. I clearly was uncomfortable after everything that had happened between us over the course of the last year. I was definitely wish some things were handled differently, but it is what it is. I do genuinely feel like my ability to do my job was being affected, so it's nice to be out of that situation. I did expect to keep the job because we had talked in person when we were both there last week. I thought we had agreed that me moving to Boston at some point and splitting my time between there and NC would be okay, and I could keep the job. So I hope we can work something out where I can move away from the job comfortably. Hey, can you let me know if or when someone will reach out to me about my current status as an employee, because I have to update my income with Massachusetts property to avoid any loss coverage. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know. Like, this seems like not only is, I guess this person's name is Jess, moving out, but they decided to move to a different state because that would be where they're more mentally comfortable. And Ava was not able to keep them on as an employee in that position because they weren't there with them and able to satisfy like all of the things that they needed. That's it. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It doesn't, if I imagine, because it seems like from what I'm getting here is if this person had just moved out but stayed in the same state, they would have still been employed. But they couldn't handle it. They even said they couldn't handle it. Mentally, they couldn't. I don't know why Kris Tyson needs somebody, Ava, whatever, needs somebody to also help them with their mental health. That sounds like a loaded position. So that's a conversation about how, like, it seems like that's kind of inappropriate to have any of your assistants be there for you mental health wise. That's weird. But outside of that, like, this seems like you moved away and you weren't going to be able to keep your job fully. Maybe at first they might have thought you could keep the job, but then, the Mr. Beast company was like, nah, you can't really do that because I guess it's some kind of a subset of that company. It doesn't really seem like a huge deal. It doesn't really seem like they fired you because you moved or you broke up. It seems like you got let go because you decided to move to a different state. I felt forced out of my position and made it clear to her that I wasn't comfortable with the way things went down, but she still didn't answer my concern. It sounded like you were actually kind of comfortable based on what you said with the way that it went down. What are you talking about? I kept in contact with her and remained friendly while I navigated my departure from the company. She told me that she was keeping the company updated and that somebody would talk to me about my severance and leaving the company in June. When that didn't happen, I asked Ava for another update on my employment. I was eventually given the correct contact information for human resources. Okay. Okay, so you moved out of state, so you guys didn't have the... Okay, whatever. This just seems so stupid. Hey, can you let me know if or when someone will reach out to me with my current status as an employee, because I have to update my income with Massachusetts properly to avoid any loss damage. Hey, I hope you didn't take my messages the wrong way. I didn't expect to lose this job when I moved out, so I'm a bit of a financial pickle. I need to find out my employment status as listed with the company and when I'll get my last paycheck as soon as I can. My health insurance is due, and I'll have to update my income after the last paycheck to avoid any loss coverage. I already have a good job lined up for something else. Okay, but I was going to see if I could get any financial help until I'm able to start that job. Also, I'm planning on taking care of my car when I came back, so I'll have to get that taken care of. You're still employed and I haven't even talked to anyone about it yet, but I'll keep you up to date on the process. Sorry, I was just trying to put anything aside that would stress me until I was back from the trip. It's been unprofessional, but okay. That's fair. I hope you enjoyed your trip. Hey, do you still want me to take care of your stuff? For now, I just wasn't sure because I keep seeing stuff in the group chat and I'm not sure if you're expecting me to help or not. I'm happy to continue to help with whatever you need, but I didn't want to overstep. Then Ava says, it's just where I am used to sending things by default between us. James is going to use the company leverage to get me someone who can basically pick my life up and help me get back moving. Until I begin the process, you will be on pay, and I will discuss with James making sure you are taken care of. And since it's to help with your mental health. I'm going to push for them to give you severance. Also, if you find any companies in the area you think we can get a referral to, the Mr. Beast thingy works great. Also, I want you to come visit me often because I love you, Jess. You'll always be my sister. Oh, that's a little weird. Your sister. Ew, gross. But anyway, whatever. I don't care. Hey, I'm working with blank to get my car started and sold, but it's pretty clear that it's going to take a few weeks. That puts me in a hard spot because I really need a vehicle with my current living situation, or I need to move out, and I'm also not sure what the details are for any severance or when my last paycheck will be, which makes it very difficult to move forward while purchasing a vehicle or moving out. I didn't know if you maybe be interested in repurchasing or in purchasing my car so I can give you the title and we could just have blank sell it, making the process much faster and easier for me. I was planning on selling the car for $3,000 since I paid $5,000 for it. I understand if you don't want to do this. Also, I was hoping to get some clear information in writing from someone of what my severance will be and when I'll be getting it, because that money would help me greatly in this situation. Have they not contacted you yet? Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything from anyone. I'm pretty sure they haven't said anything to E either. Okay, I'll talk to blank. Is her email blank? I just wanted to look out for her email or to just reach out so she had my best contact. Okay, so it just seems like they're like everything seems amicable. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like okay, whatever. This doesn't really seem like a huge deal. What the fuck is going on here? Before I talked to HR, Ava found out that I had talked about her sexually assaulting me and that I was planning on reporting her. Her reply was to send out one message and then block me on everything. Well, first of all, nothing that we've seen communicates sexual assault. Second of all, of course they're going to stop talking to you because you're claiming that they sexually assaulted you. Yeah, yes. Let me send her a message. Wait, no, it's blanks. Whoops. She misunderstood me when I told her to hold off on the blank. She should be contacting you. Sorry for the hold up. Wow, Jess. Okay, so okay. So, I mean, I don't really know. Like, it sounds like you're sitting here, you're very friendly, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, you don't have, like, your job. Now you're kind of like, oh, can you please buy my car? Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, can you please help me get severance? Which is never owed, necessarily. But, or may not be owed, but then, like, Jess is trying, maybe. I don't really know. And then, like, you claim that they're trying to that you were sexually assaulted. So, like, I don't, to the HR, which I don't even see anything here that's sexual assault based on the whole thing. So, what's the sexual assault? You guys had a very bizarre business professional relationship, which I can understand makes things difficult, but sexual assault, I didn't see any sexual assault here. This is Telegram, right? Because it makes them both weirdos, does it? I have no idea. I learned that Ava told them I had decided to resign. Wait, what the fuck? So before I talked to HR, Ava found out that I had talked about her sexually assaulting me and that I was planning to report her. Her reply was to send one message and block me. Well, of course. Oh, shit. I learned that Ava told them I decided to resign on my own free will, and it was the first they heard of me leaving. This was the first week of July. Okay. So what this communicates to me... Well, first of all, not for nothing, but the messages you showed us kind of communicate that too. That story is pretty easy for her to run with because it sounds like you decided to leave. You moved out. Also, she hadn't even fired you yet, or I don't understand. Were you still getting paid at this point? I don't get it. I informed them what was actually going on with my resignation, and it became pretty clear that Ava had not been forthcoming with them about anything that transpired between us during the course of our employment, or my employment. A few days later, I told them enough about what happened between Ava and I, which led Mr. Beast to launch a third-party investigation into the matter. I provided them with evidence of chat logs, screenshots, and gave them a list of witnesses in the company who had seen Ava and I being physical together. That was over 2 weeks ago, and in the time, I have not heard anything back despite asking for an update twice. I mean, like, based on what you showed us, if I was an investigator for Mr. Beast, I would say there's no actual evidence of any wrongdoing here. Like, if we just look at the screenshots and we take some of your narrative into consideration, it just sounds like a very unprofessional relationship where there was no sexual assault. So I don't really, like, of course, like, what, okay. During this time period, the allegations against Ava for inappropriately talking to minors and more details of her relationship with Shadman became public. Seeing all this come out and happen has put me in a uniquely comfortable position, or uncomfortable position. I knew she had a troubled past, but I thought it never went past attack helicopter jokes and liking an edgy artist. I wasn't super online when Shadman was popular, so I know very little about him and did not know Ava was associated with somebody who sold drawings of CP. Just to be clear, it's like a lolicon. It's not exactly CP, but it's still disgusting. I was already extremely difficult to navigate moving on from being sexually assaulted. Again, we don't have any sexual assault here. This seems like somebody who has had a bad... Like, this seems like somebody who feels a little bit cheated by Ava Kris Tyson is now jumping on the bandwagon of people rightfully calling out Ava Kris Tyson, but with an accusation that seems ridiculous and, like, not really grounded in reality. Like, I understand people have been in situations where they feel wronged and cheated by their exes. I've been there too. I'm sure I've made exes feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, especially in toxic relationships, I can be a toxic person. Like, I'm very fortunate I found my wife. You know, we have we have the perfect balance of toxicity that keeps us in line with each other. But like, sexual assault is fucking ridiculous. I don't see anything here. It was, especially since, like, it was already extremely difficult to navigate moving on from being sexually assaulted and being taken advantage of by somebody I cared about who had an immense amount of power over me. But the problem is that, like, they didn't really have an immense amount of power over you, because in the story you showed that you set a boundary that you didn't like how one-sided your sex was, so that dynamic shifted drastically. You continue to flirt, but whatever. And then when you decided to move out, you didn't actually lose your employment because of, like, you guys had broken up or whatever. It was because you decided to move into another state. Like, you didn't even lose your job because you guys broke up from whatever tentative relationship you had. It's because you decided to move completely out of state and, like, you couldn't maintain your job. And it's like, that's reasonable. So I'll tell you one thing though. It sounds like fucking Ava Kris Tyson has been a headache for the Beast company for a long time now. To be honest with you, after this situation, if this was my friend and I had this in third party investigation, I found out the specifics, I would have been like, we're firing you. Like, it's very clear to me from what I've seen, there's no sexual assault. But, like, this whole situation to me is still inappropriate. Like, it's still, like, why are you mixing these boundaries of business and pleasure? It's, like, weird. You're a liability for the company that, like, you know, Mr. Beast has built. You really shouldn't be in any professional setting. We're not going to... Like, that's what I would have done. I don't care if you're my best friend. I'm not going to do this. This is fucking insane. Like, this situation is inappropriate. It could lead to some problems. Maybe it did, but from what we're seeing, it seems more like it seems like this is the reason why a lot of businesses don't let you date your employees, especially if you're a manager. Like, they don't like it when two employees date, but especially if you're a manager over an employee, they don't let you do that because things can become mixed up and muddy and it's not worth it. So I would I would have probably fired Ava after this if I was Mr. Beast. I would have been like, listen, sis, this is fucking... It seems like you didn't, like, sexually assault this person or do anything explicitly wrong, but, like, it's very clear that this relationship was extraordinarily unprofessional and it's a liability for my company. Right? So that's what I would have said after this, to be clear. But okay, seeing everything this week has been extremely stressful, and it has been equally difficult to see people respond in bad faith with transphobia as it has been to see people blindly defend Ava and disregard evidence because she is transgender. And I feel like the only way for me to move forward with my life is to totally publicly talk about what happened. I don't want hush money and I don't want it to clout. I just want to be able to move on with my life and close that chapter. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just seems like this. I'm not seeing any sexual assault, to be clear. It doesn't really seem like there's sexual assault. It seems like there was a relationship that was kind of mutual, but the lines were a little bit blurred and it was very unprofessional, and Ava probably shouldn't have been working with this person anymore. And that's it. That's where I would go with this. So, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next part of this. This came out 4 days ago, apparently. I had seen it, but there wasn't really much to say, but then there was like some screenshots released, so we're going to take a look at that after we watch what this individual has to say.
Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate...
All right, guys, listen. Here's the thing. All right. We're just gonna...
Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old.
All right, well, let's see what we got here.
I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days.
Yeah, I guess we'll still say alleged victim, let's be clear.
Who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that...
Okay, it's an interesting assumption.
But he's also under an NDA from when he worked for Mr. Beast Gaming for 2 years.
Just be clear, NDA doesn't cover like anything illegal, so, but okay. But he might, maybe, I mean, Lava could think it does or something, I don't know.
And he tried to get me to join Mr. Beast Gaming himself, Lava.
Thank you so much for the 3-month small gut from Jack Esposito. Papa, your chair called me a slur. I'm very sorry, brother.
He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Kris's Discord server.
I mean, that might be true. Like I said, after we saw the situation with the girl who claimed sexual assault, which I don't think that is, there's definitely... Ava definitely is extraordinarily unprofessional at the very least. A liability to the business for a long time.
Helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Okay.
He's calling me.
He was looking at Lego sets on Walmart, and then the delivery address was for picking up at Walmart, not his. What? Better be said. Sorry, I don't know what this means.
Hey, what's up? You're on stream.
You just leaked your address. Please end your stream.
Oh.
As well as other technical back-end things that he needed help with. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway, and Kris invited him after that, and Kris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different corn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called daddy by a 20-year-old, even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as
all the N-words. Sorry. I know what he meant, but it made me laugh, sorry.
Deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn to minors. This story is so much bigger and runs so much deeper than any of you really realize, so if you want to hear more and you want part 2, let me know.
Okay. So the claims sound like... The claims mostly sound like... We're going to watch the part 2, but the claims mostly sound like... The claims mostly sound like they were working with him in some capacity to help him set up his Twitch streams and his Discord, and then he would make a lot of inappropriate jokes. But there's just so many instances, and again, we're going to look at the actual screenshots, but there's just so many instances of, like, all these inappropriate jokes. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, we're getting, not, you know, it's just getting so out of hand. Okay, let's see what we got here.
This is part 2 to yesterday's video of me talking about Kris Tyson and what they did to me when I was 15 years old. This video has all the proof in it, all the receipts.
All right, all the proof,
and all the screenshots. Thanks to an old friend of mine who was a moderator in Kris's Discord server at the time.
All right, so there's a lot of different screenshots. I don't know if these are some of the ones that we have from before.
All the receipts and all the screenshots.
Okay, so this video apparently has receipts and screen. I wonder if they're gonna have it in better detail later in the video, or if I'm gonna have to like fucking zoom in on these because it's kind of hard to see.
Thanks to an old friend of mine who was a moderator in Kris's Discord server at the time, Cookie. Now, Cookie actually went ahead and downloaded logs of all the individual channels of Kris's server before it went public, knowing that this was kind of being covered up, and he kept the logs of it for himself. He actually reached out to me here on Twitter, and I'm going to provide a lot of the screenshots backing up the claim.
Okay. These are the screenshots from Twitter. Yeah, I think we have those already. I just want to like make sure that whatever this is, I want to like actually go to this person's maybe there's other ones because there's so many. There's so many different, like, there's just so many, dude. So many messages. I can't. Okay, these seem to be some of the screenshots from this balls fish guy. Okay. All right. Wow, look at this. They're incredible. Okay.
A lot of the screenshots backing up the claims that I made that Lava refuted. For example, I made a claim that there was an NSFW channel in the server where Kris would spam corn. Here you can see Kris talking about locking down the NSFW channel to...
Okay. It's like so fucking annoying. Let me see. Let's see if I can like open this up somewhere. Just kidding. AT&T can suck my dick until pre-cum. Wait, Spectrum throttles me. Oh, I guess Spectrum is the new service they're gonna use. I wouldn't be complaining, LMAO. Gonna put the link to my Discord in the story. Make sure. It looks like it says it looks like they say make sure the NSF. What the fuck is happening? I'm just trying to scroll. Make sure the NSFW is locked down. Bruh, this is a bad idea. How? LOL. We're gonna die. Okay, great.
Talking about locking down the NSFW channel to True Gods and Anointed only. By the way, this is in 2019. I was a True God and I was a minor. Okay. Not only that, but you can see me right below it, Nathan.rtx.
This is so fucking annoying that this, like, not this person's not annoying. Like, Kris Tyson should so fucking, like, this person's such a fucking idiot. Like, why would you talk like this to kids? Lockdown only gods. Okay, gotcha. That's the same screenshot.
Saying this is a bad idea. So even I knew as a kid that this was a really bad idea. Here is Lava himself talking about starting the commencement of cleaning the server.
Okay, the commencement of cleaning the server. Wowee. Lava, what are you doing? By the way, I don't, like, even if Lava is not correctly remembering the situation that's going on, I don't really fault them because it doesn't really, like, they might have just forgot some of these things, honestly, from how long ago it was. That's how I know the bot won't delete the messages. This was a few days ago, lol. Yeah, I was searching for that and noticed it. Commence the cleansing of Discord. Search every kind of bad word in every known chat. Delete every instance of demi-mods, one true god, unless it's a bot lag or bot log. Best to search oldest to newest so you don't see so many bot logs. Yeah, everything needs to be gone. Correct. Unless it's a bot log or something in the rules. The server is going to be spotless and ready for partnership. Ready for partnership is fucking wild. Why not just make a new Discord? But whatever.
Word for word. I said he was talking about scrubbing the server. He says that never happened. Here you can see him talking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick look at the lava stuff, but it seems like,
as well as me and Cookie himself
we already
talking
saw
about
that
it.
just now.
I just want to make this video real quick, disproving some of the claims that Lava refuted and showing that they actually are true. But I actually have thousands of Discord messages to go through in these logs that I was just provided by Cookie. Shout out to him for giving.
So they cleared out bad words. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean they cleared out porn, but
me them, and I'm going to be going through them and posting an update video with some more proof.
okay. Interesting. All right. Then we had Lava talk about, we have Lava saying, so based on the recent screenshots and messages, I would like to say a statement about Discord. There was 5 or 6 years ago, I thought I had a good memory of the situation, but I was wrong. After reading the chat logs, this stuff was inappropriate and wrong. I spoke based on memory of the situation and still not remember these conversations, but they definitely happened. These conversations should not have happened with people the age I was at the time. I strongly condemn them. I still believe I am not a grooming victim, but these conversations should not have been happening with me and any other minor in the Discord. I was a minor in the situation and not the influencer who should have been allowed for this to happen. I did not see this wrong at the time. Yeah, this is fair. Clarification, this is only related to the Discord server, not any other statement I have made regarding Kris Tyson. When referring to the situation, I'm talking solely about the Discord server. I stand by this situation where they said, I commend Mr. Beast for taking the situation seriously and hiring a third-party investigator. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, listen, I still haven't seen anything that's grooming, but it's just so fucking, it's just way too much. Like, it's not even like a 1 or 2 off instance of like inappropriate conversations with young people. It's just like constant. The Shadman stuff, the Discord logs, it's fucking crazy. It's just way too much. Because at this point, like, I think that most people being like, yeah, Kris Tyson is some kind of fucking disgusting, potentially pedophile. It's just so understandable why you'd say that. It's so understandable why you'd say that. All the lolicon shit. Even, like, I understand, like, the Shadman stuff was the meme back then. I've seen other people that were associated with Shadman too, and, like, messages. Like, I've seen, like, a ton of different connections to different people. Like, even Ricky Berwick, which I think is a funny guy. I don't think that he's a fucking pedophile. Even if he was, I mean, look at him. He has the right to be. But, I mean, I'm just kidding. You know, that seems to be the meme. But, like, it's not just the fucking Shadman stuff. It's also the buying the picture or printing it out or whatever and putting it on their wall. It's the constant conversations with young people in the DMs. And then even and from what I've seen, false sexual assault claims. But even that shows to me an extraordinary boundary issue that Ava just is unable to set boundaries. Like, you shouldn't be having deep, intimate relationships with people that you're working with. You know, even though that isn't necessarily some kind of an abuse of power, it's just so inappropriate. It's just like there's constant instances of this person showing that they are not a competent individual, that they're just fucking, I don't know. So for me, I'm not sold on, like, grooming or damaging person, but I'm sold on you should never have been on the internet. Jimmy should have fired you after that whole situation. You shouldn't be in any position where you have to use your brain to function. Because you clearly cannot make solid, positive moral distinctions between what is right and what is wrong in a meaningful way. All right? Like, you just can't. You are completely incapable of doing something. Definitely predator behavior. Yeah, this behavior, I would say most of the time, would be predatory. This, from, again, I haven't seen anything explicitly grooming, so I'm not going to say it is predatory. But it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? For people who think that it is, like, I can't fault you at all. How do I fault you for that? This shit's fucking gross, dude. This is like a little bit of a Discord like logs leak. I'm not gonna watch like all of it. There's like 500,000 literal messages from what I've been told. So we're gonna kind of scroll through the front page messages because I'm not gonna scroll through 500,000 messages. It's fucking insane. If you want to, I'll try to remember to put this in the description. Or you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't know if it would be inappropriate. I don't know if YouTube would be like against that because some of them there might be like weird shit in here. I don't know. So you know, but you should be able to find it if you want to. So this is from the Nathan guy. What if Cookie never downloaded the logs from Kris's server? Do you think Lava would have retracted the statement or left it as it is? He probably would have left it as it is because he didn't remember. I think it's reasonable to think that Lava just did not remember. It's fine. Anyway, that was this message. By the way, I never wanted this to be about Lava. It pains me to see him get showered with all the hate when he is a victim himself. Well, you did kind of just make a jab at him, so I'd be a little more careful about that. However, him discrediting me and essentially trying to write off everything I've been through is untrue. Where I draw the line. Okay, well, I'm not sure how much these guys have been. So just to be clear, I don't know if anybody's like traumatized for this situation. It seems like they were young and exposed to like inappropriate like sexual like jokes and like messages. They're probably not traumatized from this, but it's still inappropriate. But all right, here's a little sneak peek. This is just showing that Kris apparently had sent a picture, or he sent a link to the Shade Base. You shouldn't be linking people a fucking porn website. You're a fucking creep. I don't really know exactly what this is. It just says Dank Memes General. I don't know who Shaq is. They say first. Anderson. Oh, I think this is just showing you. What is this showing me? Anderson says bad stuff. This person says something is gay. First image. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. This is, by the way, is just the images in here. So I don't know exactly what this is supposed to communicate to me. Maybe if somebody knows. I thought this was going to indicate that there was a not safe for work channel. I don't really know. LMAO, what happened to the NSF channel? Okay. It was removed because there were minors in the server and that content is highly inappropriate for minors. Yup. Yes. It's inappropriate for adults too. Well, I don't really care about the adults thing. Siege, but everyone just needs some good porn in their lives. But hentai is NSFL. I guess MNW. Well, good thing I don't have a life. Okay, great. So they're just talking about why the NSFW's channel is gone. The gay is not away in deleted channel. Nah, it doesn't go gay for some reason, but literally everything is allowed there, so go for it. I'll just look into the bot and see if Lava Super disabled the gay feature, but as far as I know, they just doesn't do it. Why do you have a robust, not safe for work channel in a fucking Discord full of kids? I don't really understand. Like, it doesn't make... Okay. What did I do? Lava says. Yeet from Moofy. Did you set up the hentai bot, or was it someone else, Lava? I didn't set it up. I'll look into that. I believe a free NSF channel. If people want to catch the gay, that's fine by me. Okay, that's okay. I like how NSFW has more messages than General. General is a bunch of nonsense on my Discord. That's all General always is. Nah, I was in a Discord a year, and General was the main and good. Sometimes they are good, and sometimes they are terrible. I want to turn on notifications for this chat, but fucking hentai, you got me. Wow. I just bought myself a mechanical keyboard, and I'm still getting used to it. I keep making typos. The server would be better if you guys used it more. Just kidding, level 6 of you who use it. Okay, so it seems like a weirdly not a lot of people. Just put nudes and not safe for work. Okay. Why? Is an IS execution allowance? I don't know what this means, but NSFW? No, okay, good to know the boundaries. The fuck? And the meme of a guy shooting a deer and touching his truck. NSFW is just for the porn bot. Okay, so this is this is making it clear that the NSFW. So this kind of cast out the doubt to me. Where it's like, well, maybe the NSFW is just for other weird shit, but like, which I didn't really think in the first place. But if you had that thought, this one says NSFW is just for the porn bot. There's only 6 people in the server apparently, so I imagine that everyone's educated on what it's for. Can we make an NSFW just NSFW but not porn? Revelation, because the majority of people on this Discord are most likely underage. Yes, gang. Who wants edgy memes? Hands up. I demand a crusade on anime and furries. By the holy space, Jesus, we must crusade. Just upvote this message as a petition. Okay, wow. A whole 3 people on the server liked it. And then this is, I mean, this is like, just skimming through this. This is from, this is Brion's video. I was going to take a look at some of the messages from here. Just like look through it, because I don't know exactly. I think that they looked at more than just like the headline. Seems like they were having more robust conversations. But thank you so much, Kirsten, sorry, with $20. Kris sent a picture of his member to the Discord. Lava says in the new exposed Discord messages to Kris, wow, it's huge. And MrBeast confirmed to kids in the Discord it was huge. By law, sending children that is illegal. Is that real? Where the fuck is that? Where is that? Is that what this is? What is this?
I just don't want to do it. And also, Kris, my roommate, moved out, so that.
Oh, I don't care about that. Okay, I mean it's not good, but I'm more interested in like messages. Where can we confirm that? Like, where does that get confirmed? That's fucking crazy. Wait, why is this information all over the place? Wait, is this in the Brion video?
To go through some of this dates 19. Anyways, getting started here, we have messages from January 1st, 2019, in which somebody who goes by the name of Hayden says, I was given mod for suggesting a hen bot. Nathan
Okay, great.
says, LMAO, for real? Hayden replied and said, Gamey.
I want to read them all. Very nice, LMAO for real. I don't know what to do.
In which somebody who goes by the name of Hayden says, I was given mod for suggesting a hen bot. Nathan says, LMAO, for real? Hayden replied and said, Gamey God, and just told me to add it myself. So
what? That's okay. So they then Nathan says that I can get you places. Someone says facts. When I was given God, my ego went through the fucking roof. Wow, incredible. Here are some of the people in here.
Gods, and it was one above moderator. And if you guys know what an admin role is for, a Discord server, that's essentially what that was. What message from Kris was. Nathan replies and says, Hen can get you places. Moving further in the logs, we're jumping to January 27, 2019, and we first start off with a message from Kris that goes, gonna put the link to the Discord on my story. Make sure NSFW is locked down to only gods and anointed lol. Nathan replies and says, bruh, this is a bad idea. Kris says, ow, lol. Nathan says, we gonna die. Bit of an overstatement there. Nathan says, I mean, it's a good idea, but a bad
Not really an overstatement there, more of an understatement.
idea. I mean, yeah, I'm personally going to bring in my own opinion here right now. You should not have an NSFW channel in a server full of minors. I'm sorry. Let alone that there have been references.
Yeah, especially if you can confirm that they're minors.
To Kris's hen addiction publicly on Twitter years ago when Lava and Kris were interacting on Twitter. I think it's just a really weird thing to have, even if regardless the Lava situation happened or not. And regardless if there's a wall on there that says like, you must be 18 to be in here. Like, I just still think overall, in my opinion, it's a really bad idea. And we're going to learn more about this in a bit. A little bit later in that same day at 1:02 p.m. That's when this user said, lock the thread too. Nathan replies within the DMs and says, what thread? Another member of the server comes in to clarify and says, NSFW, we did that. Nathan replies and says, how many fucking times do I have to say it's locked? LMAO. Jumping ahead to 10:58 p.m. on the same day. This Discord user asked the question, so what's the point of deleted channel chat for exactly? And then somebody responds and says, now going further, the following day, Chandler makes an appearance in the server. So this just confirms to us that Chandler was in the server. And I'm not saying that
Chandler was one of the Discord MrBeast people, right?
Chandler did anything bad because we don't have any proof of that, and Chandler, from what I have seen so far, has not really been too active in the server, but I just figured I would note this. Moving on, 26 minutes had gone by, and a member of the Discord server says this. And since you've joined, there's mysteriously been a NSFW channel. Just kidding, I have no idea who made it. There's been an NSFW channel since day one. Now that right there is really interesting. Continuing on, as you guys can see right here, there's somebody with a really interesting name, and they said, yeah, but this time there's no traps.
Daddy log. Yeah, that's a daddy poop. The poop from a dad.
LMAO. A little bit later, Nathan comes back on the chat and says, I made the NSFW channel LMAO. Put that blame on me. Somebody asks, honestly, why though? Nathan says, because I was asked to. And then the server member asks, why? Nathan replies with Kris. This server member continues with...
So, these are all real, which, I mean, I don't think we have any reason to doubt them. This is a very explicitly involved in these inappropriate channels. This is fucking crazy.
Okay, I do think it's a bit inappropriate and should be limited to those who are actually of the appropriate age because it's open to everyone, is it not? In my opinion, there should be a bit more of a restriction on it. Now I'm going to interject here. So I'm not exactly sure if Discord had designated NSFW channels in 2019 or not. I really can't remember, but regardless of whether or not they had those kinds of channels, I still don't believe personally that you should have had this on your server and had...
No, you have fucking kids in there. I mean, maybe Kris didn't know they were kids. I guess that's something. But I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I don't know. I guess the only thing we can say, maybe, is that they probably didn't explicitly confirm the ages. That's the only defense. But I mean, if you have an NSFW server, you should be like, hey, are any of you guys kids? This is pretty fucking weird if you did that.
Underage people in it, as we're going to learn more about later. Now, that's just my personal opinion, but let's continue. I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are the minors that have access to said channel. I think that this is a pretty fair take.
Especially if there's people in the Discord expressing that there might be minors with access to the channel. Like, it's not like you don't know that there's minors in here.
Kris says, is there even a way to do that? Somebody says, not really.
Hold on a second. I want to read the whole thing.
I don't have any...
I don't have any issue with the channel. The issue is minors have access to the channel. Is there even a way to do that? Not really, no. So what do we do? LOL, remove it? No, people like it. Even if there was a way anyone can lie about their age anyway. Yeah, true. I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of porn. I mean, dude, this is so stupid. Maybe you could give Kris the benefit of the doubt if you really wanted to, of like, oh, it's just an NSFW channel. Who cares? Porn's all over the internet. Let's just meme it up. Who really cares? Dude, I don't care about... Enough of the fucking excuses. Whatever, dude.
Issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are the minors that have access to said channel. I think that this is a pretty fair take. Kris says, is there even a way to do that? Somebody says, not really, no. Kris goes on to say, so what do we do? LOL. Remove it?
Yeah, you do that.
Then responds and says, no, people like it. Even if there was a way anyone could lie about their age. LMFAO. Kris replies and says, yeah, true. And I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of... That's a great argument. Not really. Discord says that if you can't regulate it, don't have one. Quote, it's the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing graphic materials. Kris responds and says, what? Am I a parent? Lava jumps in here and says, I say we get rid of it because of the fan base. A Beast and Kris are mostly under 18. At Kris. Somebody further mentions,
You know, even Lava said they should probably remove it. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, at least make the channel locked to the mods, and then Discount Milk said we're talking about it in VC. Hopping over to the next day, this would be January 20.
Have a whole robust conversation of whether they should have an NSFW channel with a bunch of kids in it. Like, fuck. Jesus. And like, to be fair, not even to be fair, but like, yeah, I don't think any of these kids were traumatized by this, but you just don't do this because it could lead to some instance of you taking advantage of somebody. Like, holy fuck, you just don't. Why the justification for having porn in there? I don't know. I found the video. Thank you for $5 from Kirsten. I found the video. Can I send it on Instagram? I don't have Discord. Yeah, send it to the Instagram for sure. Send it over on Instagram. Let me know when you do it. Just in the chat. You don't have to donate more money. I appreciate it.
2019, a mod in the server said, all right, I purged the chat. Come on, guys, let's get along. No need to argue. We are all chosen with power. Even though you might not be friends, don't display it where everyone has to see it. I like all of you and hate to see everything fall apart. Here's the thing. The NSFW chat is definitely two-sided, and I totally agree and see both sides. How about we come to a conclusion? I was also in a voice channel, and Kris wants to
just delete it.
Keep it, which is totally understandable.
No, it's not totally understandable. What the fuck?
Okay. I also have an idea to make the channel a little bit safer. How about we make a role called 18 plus and we manually give it to people we know is in age. This
I mean, that sounds good.
way we can all relax and not have to worry. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. Just react. Kris replies and said it would be a lot of work.
Oh, okay. So that is a great idea. That's a great idea. And this is the moment where this could have made Kris Tyson completely innocent of any wrongdoing. All Ava would have had to do at this point and says, that's a great idea. Let's implement that.
We know is in age. This way we can all relax and not have to worry. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. Just react. Kris replies and said it would be a lot of work, lol, but I'm fine with it. Now,
oh, okay. I mean, maybe that actually helps him a little bit. It's a lot of work, but I'm fine with it. I mean, that actually might give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. A little bit. I'm kind of just over Kris Tyson at this point. I think they're fucking free. Well, I'm not saying anything too big. I think that they're not a good person. I think they're a silly goose. Okay, guys, that's the biggest slur I can come up with. That helps him a little bit. Because it's like, okay, it's a lot. Saying it's a lot of work does not help you at all. Because you should be like, oh, that's a great idea. But them saying, I'm fine with it, that helps them a little bit of saying like, okay, at least they seem to have made some kind of a very minimal effort to try to stop kids from looking at porn in their server. But you should have been more enthusiastic about it. It sounds you're more like you're twisting your arm over it. Oh, okay, I guess. It sounds like a lot of work, but if you guys want to do it. All right, you sent me the video on Instagram. Let me take a look at it. So it helps them slightly. But you should probably be a little more enthused about that, just to be clear. Okay.
Now, personally, I'm
going to try to pull it up. Oh, here we go. I think this is the message here. What the fuck? All right, sorry. I'm just trying to pull up the thing.
Well. I guess it's...
It says here. What is in here specifically that I should look at? About the can you tell me like around the timestamp I should look, because I don't feel like watching a 25-minute video about this. Is it actually an internet anarchist message? Is there like a hard link to this instead of like a whole video where Mr. Beast, the whole penis thing, is there something specifically I can look at instead of watching the whole video here?
It's time we address
back in my opinion here. If you have underage minors as your moderators and you have Lava with the same role as Kris, which is pretty much like owner of the server, and you have, as far as I'm aware, underage true gods, at least one. I'm not sure if everybody here who is watching has Discord or runs a server, but if you've ever ran a server before, you would know that like admins and moderators can see pretty much every channel in the server because they have the highest roles. Now, maybe it would be less for moderators, but if
I mean, listen, I don't really care that like, he had young people monitoring his Discord, but there's explicit like NSFW channels and a bunch of inappropriate conversations. So it's like, what the fuck? It's in the video suggestions? Oh, okay. Let me take a look at that. What's in the video suggestions? Can you just resend it to me, generic user? I love you, please.
If you're an admin of the server, you can see pretty much everything and adjust any setting that you would like to on any channel that is in the Discord. So how exactly is this 18 plus rule going to work if the admins don't even need it to see the channel essentially?
Yeah, that's true.
Because once again, admins have access to every permission and everything in the server. Just my thoughts. More than 2 hours later, we have a message from Discount Milk in which they said, since we age-gated the NSFW channel, we need to demote any staff that isn't 18.
That's fair, yeah.
Interjecting, 100% agree with that. Nathan replies and says, okay, friend, calm yourself. Discount Milk says, it's only fair. Nathan says, that makes no goddamn sense. Sorry. Discount
That makes perfect sense.
replies and says, what? Channel was age-gated because children can see it. Nathan said, correct. Somebody who goes by the name of Shade says, if there's a like 12-year-old on staff, then yeah, sure. But why would there be? Nathan says, I agree with that. Discount Milk says, so you want staff to see because they're staff? Nathan says, I mean, staff is supposed to have access to all channels to moderate them.
Well, you shouldn't have... I mean, you could just give the staff a role where they can't moderate the 18 channel if they're under 18. Whatever, you know what I mean?
I'm interjecting. This is exactly what I said earlier. If you're an admin or a staff of a Discord server, you can see everything, every channel, and you have every permission. Continuing on, Discount Milk says,
oh, this is this thing? A thread of all the weird stuff Kris Tyson said in his Discord minors, or allegedly said. Discount Melt is attachment. Then Miss Krista Meme goes, she's only 14. Damn. Okay. What did you think she was? 16 and legal in some states. Okay. Of course. Incredible. There's a Shad-based stuff. Krista Meme Lollygod is back. Are they calling Krista Meme God Lollygod? Why would you want that name? Okay. Yes, it's me. Yay, you're back. Oh, or I guess Daddy Log is Lollygod. Okay. Great to have people like that in your server. Yay, you're back. Ooh woo. I only really started talking here a few days ago. Welcome back. Okay. What is this? I saw something that was like weird. What does this mean? This is a copy pasta meme. Okay, this is apparently a copy pasta meme here. Krista Meme God, I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean, some serious honkers, a real set of bonkers, back and some. Okay, so apparently this is a fucking meme from back then, so I don't really care about that. And that's where you're wrong, kiddo. Discount milk, bro. I just made a seasoned salt, my own seasoned salt out of the tears of children on Discord. I just eat the children. Okay, don't care about that. This is apparently a meme. I don't have any issue with the channel. When I have an issue with monitors, I might have access to the channel. Okay, so we're kind of reading some of this in real time. Oh, okay. I guess we could just read it through here then. Incredible. Is there a way to do that? Not really. Okay, so we read through some of this in Brion's video. I need to do that. I just want to open a new tab. There's nothing more freeing than peeing in the shower from Kris. Waterproof phone gang. Attachment. Oh. What's the attachment? Is that his dick? We only worship Jeebus around here. Challenge accepted. The god. Oh yeah, daddy. Daddy. Kris, that's a lot of moisturizer. What are you doing in the shower? So I guess I need to confirm. Did we have... Is this a confirmation of a penis pic or just a shower pic that just shows that they're in the shower? Either way. Weird as fuck. But obviously, the wiener pic would be exponentially worse. But I would need to see more than just that. Is there an absolute confirmation that they sent their wiener with this? Waterproof phone gang. We only worship Jeebus around here. The god. Oh yeah, daddy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this could be them just... I mean, why are you taking pictures in the shower regardless? I would have to see the picture. Not that I would want to, but I'd have to see it to make like an absolute statement about it. No, it's not. Buzzes your necky wecky. Fight me. Love you guys. Nuzzles peen. No, that's pretty gay. Free... Dude, what are you doing? Yes, homo. Ooh, woo. What's this? Thanks, dad. Notices bulge. Incredible. Thank you for the $5 again, Kirsten. Sorry, I sent the wrong one. I'm trying to cook super... I found the actual one. I will link in the proper video with the timestamp. Sorry. No problem. No problem. Just let me know when you do it on Instagram. I appreciate that. Uwu unzips dick. Oh, I went too far. Whoa, whoa. I don't know who any of you are, and this is confusing and scary. I'm only 12. Okay. I don't know if that necessarily means that they're actually 12 or if it's a meme. Still, your emojis are too savage. Okay. I like my PlayStation is around 13 years old. Some more memes. PlayStation 2 is 17 years old today. One more year till I fuck my PS2. That's a fine meme. I don't really care about that. You have massive penis. Okay. All right. Well, stands up. Notices bulge. Yep. Okay. Bro, I don't even know what to say anymore. This is fucking crazy. This is just all over the place. I don't even know. This is just too much. Like, I think we already got all those messages by reading through that one chat. Oh no, we don't have them all. Let's keep going here. We still don't have them all. We still have not gone through all of them. Wow.
Locked to the mods, and then Discount Milk said we're talking about it in VC. Hopping over to Tyson with power, even though you might not be friends, don't display it where everyone has to see illusion. I was called 18. Chris replies and said it would be a lot of work, lol. But if you've ever ran a server before, you would know that like admins and moderators can see pretty much every channel in the server because they have the highest roles. Now, maybe it would be less for
Internet Anarchist thread is where the Mr. Beast is in the messages. Okay. Is he just Internet Anarchist? In the do we have like what the fuck is this channel? I don't even know how to find his fucking thing. Oh, I think I might have found it. So quick. Alright, so apparently it's in here. I love your penis. Attachment 14. Okay, so we already saw all this stuff. Yes, sex, if that was something you wanted. I want all that. And sex. KK. Mr. Beast joins to... Okay. Mr. Beast joins in to comment my penis size. I love it. Who else but Quagmire? I love your penis. Has a huge cock. Can confirm. Which one is Mr. Beast? And where did he actually say anything about his big wiener? Supposedly. I have a crush on you. Kris Meme-God, I want your penis. You can have it right now. How dare you assault my state and now get your holes ready. No, calm your she-penis down. Guys, oh my god. You have a massive penis. A lot of stuff about their penis. Which one is Mr. Beast? Which one is Mr. Beast talking about the penis? I don't think there's enough to see that they actually sent their wiener to anybody. Mr. Beast might have known what the penis looks like, but Mr. Beast is an adult, so I don't really care. Still, what the fuck? This is so stupid. This is crazy, dude.
For moderators, but if you're an admin of the server, you can see pretty much everything and adjust any setting that you would like to on any channel that is in the Discord. So how exactly is this 18+ rule going to work if the admins don't even need it to see the channel, essentially? Because what gated the NSFW channel, we need to demote any staff that isn't 8 cents.
Yeah, we got
Sorry,
that.
Discount replies and says, what? Channel was age gated because I acted. This is exactly what I said
we watched this already.
earlier. If you're an admin or a staff of a Discord server, you can see everything.
I just scrolled past it? Really? Sorry, I'm like, let me go back to it. You said I just scrolled past it? Which one is it? When this is Mr. Beast, dude, I am fucking blind. Discount Mel, Kris Meme-God, Lava, Double Waffle, okay, Dadbot, you're welcome. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And yes, that is Mr. Beast's Discord. They were taking a screenshot. Okay. Oh, Mr. Beast. Okay, here we go. This is what we got. Stop. I see it. I see it. No, he's not. His penis isn't big enough. I know. No, I know his penis size, and it's huge. Mr. Beast, are you gay? The moment that you deep throat a whole cock, I'll deep throat Kris Meme-God's dick. Mr. Beast joins to tell me my penis size. Okay. So it doesn't... Relax. Guys, I see it. I know that you guys are delayed. Okay, so it looks like Mr. Beast may have seen... I don't know if they have actually seen their penis. Maybe it's just a joke, and it's huge. Maybe it's not a joke. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is fucking crazy. This whole thing is so fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god. Listen, here's my thing. I would because here's the thing. Obviously, this is a very edgy Discord with a lot of messages. I would have to know how involved Mr. Beast was and how much he knew. Like everybody was like too underage. Because I could imagine that he's just popping in to just say something stupid and then never really pop back in again. For me, I really don't think... I honestly, personally wouldn't attach Mr. Beast to a lot of this stuff. I would kind of brush it off for Mr. Beast as like some edgy shit. Kris Tyson was like the moderator of the server. Ultimately, he was the owner of the server and should have hit better rules on this. For Mr. Beast, his biggest issue, you should have fired Ava, like, so quickly. Right after that situation where they hired somebody as their fucking... personal assistant and also had sex with them, even if there was nothing illegal that happened, like super unprofessional behavior. Lava comments and says as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Lava's actually seen the penis. That's the thing. I don't know if Lava's actually seen the penis. It sounds like they're just putting in a bunch of like edgy memes and stuff. You know, I'm more interested in the not safe for work stuff. The fact that there's fucking like the NSFW server. The fact that there's like seems to be verified minors being mods in here that Kris knows about. The fucking lolicon stuff, all this shit. It's so much compounded shit.
Every channel, you have every permission.
Mr. Beast leaves? Oh, if he leaves it, like, yeah, I'm not really interested in the Mr. Beast part too much. You know, I still haven't seen absolute proof that Kris sent his dick to minors. If we got that, then it's over. But we don't seem to have that necessarily. We have a potential shower pic, but dude, like, I wish probably isn't the penis. Maybe it is, but like, also, why are you doing that? Yeah, I don't know, man. There needs to be so much. This is fucking insane. I'm not really worried about the Mr. Beast aspect to it. Frankly, I think Mr. Beast is just guilty of being an edgy kid. Ava, I don't know. Ava seems to be... Ava's somebody that needs to not be on the internet anymore. honestly. So could I forgive Kris for this? I mean, it's not for me to forgive. I think Kris is a fucking degenerate. Like, not the funny kind of degenerate, like liking armpits, but like the weird type of degenerate that you don't know if they're a true threat or not. I would never associate myself or be in the same room as this person. All right? That's where I'm at. So...
Continuing on, Discount Milk says, that's like policemen saying they're exempt from the law because they enforce it. Nathan says, Discount Milk says, can't let children view. That was the reasoning, correct? Nathan says, why are you acting like it was my idea? LMFAO. Discount says, no, I'm just arguing the logic behind it. If you're going to enforce it to one person, gotta enforce it to everyone. This definitely is a good point, and I also just want to say I don't think Nate should get any hate for this or for what he is saying here, because at the time he was underage. But this also brings up the question, well, Kris, why do you have underage staff? And why are they allowed to have access to an NSFW channel? Like, if you're gonna have an NSFW channel, don't have, like,
oh, what did I just click?
admins be underage, because
yeah, I mean, I agree with that. These are all pretty things. I think things that most of us know, but Kris is a fucking loser. So.
Trying not to talk about and shit in general chat, even if it's just messing around. Cookie, who was underage at the time, just like Nathan, said K. Nathan replies and says, at least just for a bit, till they...
Hey guys, this is a little PSA. Server was just shout out, which means there's a lot of young people in the server. Let's try not to talk about porn and shit in general, even if it's messing around. Yeah. True. By the way, I went and delete every single time the N-word was used, so that improves chances of partnership. Okay. Great. We should D that with other banned words. Okay, do that with other banned words. Yeah, great. Listen, I don't really... this is fucking crazy. This is just them talking about deep cleaning the server, get it verified, instead of, for whatever reason, not just, you know, making a new server, which would have made more sense.
Server, and it looks like it happened on November.
Commence the cleansing. We read this one already. There's some Mario gameplay from Brion. This is lava. We already read. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't really know what else to say. What is this?
And on December 12th, 2019, based off of this date right here, and then going back, since this was a day before, Discount was called, and it was an age-restricted symbol, let alone that at least Cookie, who was in the server when this was going down, was a minor at the time. One of these channels was called, and it was an age-restricted channel, and on December 12th, 2019, based off of this date right here, and then going back, since this was a day before, Discount Milk decided to post some hent, and then Kris is down here a day later at 2:45 p.m. saying, sauce of the actual hent. Discount Milk goes on to say, I am a degenerate, so I'll find out. And then as you guys can see right there, Cookie of Gods. Yes, the same Cookie that we were talking about before who was underage when this was going down was in this NSFW chat. And Kris happened to be in there too. Like, what is going on here? Like, sure, Kris wasn't the one who posted it, but Kris did nothing about this. And I'm not exactly sure.
Bro, I just don't even know what to say anymore. I'm trying real hard not to take a real hard stance on this. I think that you should just fucking, you and Kris should have the same fate, I think, at this point. I don't really know how many times to communicate that I think that Ava Kris Tyson absolutely extraordinarily edgy jokes, behavior and conversation that could be used to groom children, but I haven't seen anything explicit enough to be like, okay, this is absolutely some kind of grooming. Right now, all I can say is this person shouldn't be on the internet because they're extraordinarily irresponsible. And they are a potential threat to kids. I just don't know if they're explicitly somebody who wants to take advantage of kids or just do not care about the boundaries. I'm not trying hard not to take a hard stance. You're just somebody who came in here for 5 minutes and thinks that you know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we've been doing this stream for 2 hours. We're like 2 hours into this video. So like, you know, I don't want to get too sunlight by you, but you're a fucking idiot. You're just a stupid fuck. So you're in a fucking stream that's been going for 2 hours. We went through so much stuff. You're trying real hard not to take a firm stance on this topic. All right, just don't watch the stream. Don't come in here. All right, if you don't have the mental capacity to understand that you're coming into the middle of a stream when you give your dumb fucking take, then maybe you just should go back and take like special ed classes or something. I don't really know what else to tell you. Okay, I'm trying to be responsible about my commentary, like I do in general. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Stupid fuck. Jesus Christ.
But this is another thing that should be brought up here. Did Kris know whether or not these people were of age? That's another question that I do believe.
I mean, that is a good question too, but it is on him to be responsible enough to be able to verify these ages.
It should be brought up. And then somebody else in here is talking about how they want a slime girl hen. And then it also looks like
based or what?
There was an anime channel. I'm not sure if this was in Kris's private Discord or if this was in.
This reminds me of Shane Dawson. I don't think this is anything like Shane Dawson. You know, Shane Dawson, well, I don't think is anywhere near as bad as this, to be clear. This is pretty bad. All right. This isn't nearly as bad. This is worse than Shane. What are you talking about? Shane Dawson made a joke about fucking his cat. He made a joke about fucking his cat. There were people who were twerking, I think, like some of his fans on like Omegle or something, but like it wasn't sexual twerking. He was jerking off to. And then I think that they made a joke or some kind of commentary about some fucking kid that was doing cheerleading and called the kid, like, said that they were dressed sexy, but not in a sexual manner. They were like, oh, that kid's like, which was weird, but it's not like, oh, that kid's sexy. It was like, why is that kid dressed so sexy? Like, you know what I mean? More like that. Either way, this is much worse than Shane. I don't know what you're saying. This is much worse than Shane Dawson. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. This is definitely worse than Shane Dawson. I don't know. 10 times. They're talking about. This is so much worse than Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson's a fucking saint compared to this. What the hell are you talking about? I don't know, man. I feel like this is worse. This is having explicit personal... I mean, I guess it's in a group chat, but this is having explicit, like, sexual conversations with young people, even if it wasn't meant to be generating sex. This is so much worse. This is 1,000 times worse. This is so much worse than Shane Dawson. I don't know. You know? This is love. This is pretty bad. This is worse than a lot of other stuff because there's actual, like, personal, like, weird conversations going on. But Eric, shut the fuck up. Stop saying it's all bad. There's no worse. You know that we know that there's proportionalities of things. Stop fucking morally masturbating. They're all. I love you, by the way, Eric, but just stop with this fucking take where it's like, no, everything's bad. We shouldn't. We can have the conversations about what is it and what isn't worse. Okay, we have laws. There's like 3 different types of murder. We got first degree murder, second degree murder, third degree murder. We can have conversations about what is worse. It's okay to do. You know, this is So, yeah.
Chris's public Discord happened to be a private channel, but Kris says here, make a chat called Server Secrets and give everyone active here right now perm to join. Now, I've been told
EDP's worse. Yes, EDP is worse. EDP actually wanted to rape a kid, so that's true. And we know that for a fact. Okay.
that Pro Server Crasher is Cookie, and I mean, these screenshots were posted by Cookie, so I would like to assume that is Cookie. Cookie says, fire up the Hent archives, kids, because Kris is really, I'm pretty sure they meant ready to fire up the lotion and get to yoinking. Other people respond, oof. Somebody else said Hent. Ooh, woo. Cookie says, I'm gonna take a quick piss. This person says, I have so much I'm ready to post LMAO. Kris says, we about to dump so many traps though. Worth it. I shouldn't have to tell you guys why this is questionable and why this shouldn't be happening ever in any case with any minors in the chat. But continuing, I can't really tell who this is, but they say, give me the go ahead so I don't get banned LMAO. Cookie says, easy. Discount Milk says, Kris locked down to anime. Cookie says, Hent posting starts when? Kris says, okay, everyone, this chat never happened. Griffin, purge it once this is done. Very questionable thing to say. Almost seems like you're trying to cover up something massive.
Yeah.
Something really bad. We can make
Yeah, it might be. Or it could be like, oh, haha, making edgy jokes, but we got to delete this because other people wouldn't get it. Maybe I don't know. I'm so tired of this Kris shit. Like, it's disgusting. I'm so over. I never want to talk about this fucking degenerate again.
a separate channel and delete it. Of course, nothing happened here. Kris says, not a bad idea. So yeah, looks like that's all we have as of right now in terms of the logs from Chris's Discord
Is this worse than Kali Manager? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
server, at least what has been found. There are many people sifting through this right now, and if you would like to yourself to help us find more of this, be sure to check out the logs. They should be in the description. And yeah, from everything that I've seen, I'm gonna give my take on it right now. This was a very unprofessional Discord server. It had mods that were underage. It had admins that were underage. I don't know how many in specific, but I know that there was at least one. And the fact that underage people were participating.
Colleen Ballinger did not do similar stuff. Just to be clear. We just need to be clear. These are actual conversations, even if the intention is not sex. These are actual conversations with kids about sex. This is worse than Colleen Ballinger, too. I don't know. You guys are crazy. This is fucking crazy. It's definitely worse. I'm not saying Colleen's definitely not innocent, but this is definitely worse, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? This is crazy.
In these channels, and Kris tried covering this up. Definitely not a good look. Does this really top the Shadman stuff? Not really, but I'm really happy that more of this really weird behavior is being
No, it's like this stuff plus the Shadman shit. It's like, it's all compounding. It's fucking weird.
exposed, and who knows what's going to become of this the more people look into these logs. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to be wrapping up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching.
All right, well, thank you, Brion, for that. I think there's like one last thing that we could take a look at. Somebody wanted me to talk about it. And it's the fucking... Let me see if I can... I gotta find it. Holy fuck. Yeah. All right. So this is the last thing here that we're gonna talk about, and then I think I hope we're done with this Kris shit. This person's a fucking just a bad, it's degenerate. Okay. This is allegedly from Kris Tyson's sister. Probably isn't, but we could still talk about this. Okay. I'm his sibling, and he, and yes, I use the correct pronoun, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He's so deluded and disturbed and is 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych evaluation. Frankly, I don't even believe that this is true. Listen, you know, I don't even feel like, I don't care. I don't feel like even engaging with this because it's an allegation. We don't even know if it's actually their fucking sister. I don't feel like talking about it because I feel like all this is going to happen is like I'm going to feed into it, most likely just some weird fucking transphobe that's trying to paint all trans people as just like sexual perverts with this one. That's what this feels like. So you know what? We're not even going to talk about it. It's not even worth digging into. We're just not. We're going to stay away from it. We're done. We're just done with it.